Star Wars Celebration is less than 3 weeks away. It's so close that I can almost smell the BO. Let's look at some of the news and recent happenings in the Star Wars universe. You're tuned in to Star Wars Go Figure. Punch it. What's up, Star Wars fans? My name's Jesse, and thank you for joining me for episode 17 of Star Wars Go Figure. Today is Saturday, the 23rd of March, 2019. Just a quick note for my Aussie listeners. Just up until the 27th of March, if you're listening to it before then, you can get 10% off at mightyheroes.com.au. Just use the code FORCEJESSE at checkout, and you get 10% off of any Star Wars stuff available in the store at www.mightyheroes.com.au up until the 27th of March, so a few days to go. Now, to kick things off, I've basically just been catching up on comics the last couple of weeks. Caught up with the Star Wars Volume 8, I think it was, or 9, must have been 8. That's going along pretty well. There's been a few bits and pieces within the story. I'm not digging as much as others, but it's still been enjoyable to read. Poe Dameron was definitely a highlight. I finally finished the Poe Dameron run. That was a great tale. Really enjoyed those stories and the story as a whole. And some of the little interweaving bits were great. I liked there was a little nod to the Resistance there, as in the series Resistance. There's a bit where Poe has to go and get BB-8 and doesn't say where from. He just says he's got to go pick him up. And we sort of see that crossover in Star Wars Resistance. So, yeah, I really enjoyed Poe. Definitely recommend that read. Speaking of Resistance, I caught up with that finally. It's taken me a couple of months, but I finally caught up with all the episodes. I've had a bit of a binge session last weekend, just in time for the season finale. That was pretty great. I really grew to like the show much more as the story progressed, as the First Order started taking control of the Colossus. It started growing on me a lot more, and Kaz specifically as a character grew on me a lot more. He sort of started to stray away from he's still a little bit goofy. He's goofy, but he's got a big heart and he means well. And that added another depth to the Starkiller base destroying the Hosnian system. So Kaz being from the Hosnian system, that sort of added a little bit more depth to that scene. And a little bit of a tragic side to it. Whereas when you watch The Force Awakens on its own, you know that it's the home to the Senate, but you don't really have any attachments to it. So that was kind of nice. And definitely looking forward to season 2 and seeing where that takes us. Because it ended really well. I'm really looking forward to more. Also watched Solo again last weekend for the first time in a couple of months, and I still dig that movie, seriously. I just love that. I love it so much. That's all I'm going to say about that. New wave of Black series, the most recent wave with Mace, Battle Droid, Padme, and the other ones. Yeah, the other figures. Dryden Voss and Admiral Holdo. I think there's one more. Anyway, I should have them this week coming. Looking forward to them. I'm looking forward to getting and doing some action figure reviews of some Black Series figures again. It's been a little while since I've done a Black Series action figure review on my channel, so I'm looking forward to doing that. It's been pretty much all SH Figure Arts since the start of the year, really. I don't think I've done anything else but SH Figure Arts this year, so looking forward to diving into some new Black Series figures. And I want to give a shout out to a guy on Instagram and YouTube. On Instagram, he goes by daztibbles. You can find him at daztibbles, DAZTIBBELES. I'll leave links to his Instagram and his YouTube channel in the show notes. He just dropped his Palpatine micro fan film. Now, he's an animator. I believe he's from Melbourne in Victoria, here in Australia. And he just does some absolutely mind-blowing animations. You've more than likely seen his stuff floating around online. He's done some great stuff from Solo, all through original trilogy and all sorts of stuff. So definitely go and check out his work. His little Palpatine clip just blew me away, and his work continues to blow me away. And he should be working at Lucasfilm, putting out some of this content. He's doing all this on his own, as far as I know. I know he's got someone doing the scores for him, so there's original music. But in terms of animation, he's doing it all on his own. It is mind blowing. So big shout out to daztibbles. Go check him out. I can't recommend it enough. Alright, so some Celebration news, and Celebrations is dropping quicker than Luke's X-Wing into the swamps of Dagobah, so you'll have to excuse me, but I may not have all the midichlorians it takes to lift all this news out of the swamp, the proverbial swamp. So we'll just go with a few things that I've picked up. New guest announcements were made last week, starting with Bobby Moynihan of Saturday Night Live fame and the voice of Orca in Resistance. Now, he's one of the pair of little mechanics store guys. The other guy is Flix, the chicken-looking dude. Orca is the Chadra fan. So that's Bobby Moynihan's character. Warwick Davis will also be signing and having photo ops with his fans, which is really exciting. I don't think Warwick's signed and done photo ops for quite a while, so that'll be exciting for a lot of people. One of the founding members of Industrial Light and Magic, Lorne Peterson, will be attending, so that's very awesome. A big member of Star Wars history there. Two creature performers, Annabelle Davis, who had a character in Mars's Castle, one of the big yellow things that is like Opipit from Star Wars Resistance. Excuse me. And Penny McCarthy, who played Labria the Deveronian and one of the modal nodes in The New Hope. She'll be appearing as well. And just as of today, Hayden Christensen is making his return. Now, this is probably the big name. Not sure whether there'll be any more announcements of guests over the next couple of weeks. They're sort of sounding like this may be the last big name. So that's big news that Hayden Christensen is coming again. It shows that he was appreciative last time in Orlando. That was his first appearance in a long time. And, you know, as I've mentioned before, I was lucky enough to meet him, and he was genuinely overwhelmed with the fan turnout on his behalf. So that's a real positive that he's decided to come back. I think he's going to be there on the Saturday and the Sunday. So get your tickets, guys. They'll be on sale on Monday. And pretty much all the big panels for each day have been revealed as well. Yesterday's being The Mandalorian. And I've got a little picture here on my phone, so I'm just going to bring that up. And this sort of outlines all the panels. So on Friday morning at 11 a.m. till 12 p.m. on the Celebration stage, we're in the Episode 9 panel. On Friday afternoon at 1:30 till 2:30 on the Celebration stage, it's the ILM X-Lab Vader Immortal panel. Saturday, the first panel of the day at 11 a.m. through to 12 p.m. on the Celebration stage will be about Galaxy's Edge, so we'll be hearing some more about that. Saturday afternoon on the Galaxy stage will be the Star Wars Rebels Remembered panel from 12:45 to 1:45 p.m. Jedi Fallen Order will be the panel for Saturday afternoon on the Celebration stage, starting at 1:30 through to 2:30 p.m. So that one will overlap a little bit with the Rebels one. Sunday, the big panel on Sunday is The Mandalorian, which is exciting. Sunday, April 14th, we might be getting our first look at The Mandalorian. That'll be fantastic. So I think I mentioned 11 a.m. till 12 p.m. on the Sunday at the Celebration stage. Sunday afternoon on the Celebration stage, from 3:30 through to 4:30 will be the Clone Wars panel, so hopefully we get a little bit more insight to what's coming on Disney Plus with the 7th season of Clone Wars. Monday, April 15th from 11 a.m. through to 12 p.m, the big panel on the Monday is The Phantom Menace, Episode 1 20-year anniversary panel on the Celebration stage. And lastly, on the Galaxy stage on the Monday afternoon at 1:30 through to 2:30 is the Star Wars Resistance panel. So they'll probably get a bit of a look into what's coming for Season 2 there. So that's pretty exciting. So there's a lot there. The ticketing system has sort of been announced and how that will work. Badges are getting out. People are getting their badges already. Mine is tracked and ready for delivery on Monday, so I'm looking forward to grabbing them. Very excited to get the badges, and then they'll be launching a mobile app as well, which is an updated version of the last one. And the way they're doing the systems now for the panels and exclusives, they'll be doing a lottery system. So basically what this means is you enter into a lottery. Not sure how the grouping thing works, whether it's because I'll be with my wife. We wouldn't want to go to one of us to miss out on an individual panel. We'd both want to be going to the same thing together. So not 100% sure how that works yet. But in terms of panels and exclusives, you enter into a lotto system, much like they've done with a few exclusives in the past. I know they did a Funko lottery and a Lego lottery last time, where you entered in and you had a chance to get a pass to go in and buy the exclusive. So the same thing happens this year. Hasbro are jumping in on this as well, just to dull the lines down, really. Same with panels. They're going to have a set number of people allowed in. This is to eliminate lineups overnight. This is to eliminate queuing all day long. Celebration store, that queue was 7 hours plus last year. Last celebration in 2017. That was incredible. It was ridiculous. Incredibly ridiculous. So now you'll be able to book a time to go into there, and you'll be granted access in that time allotment you get for the celebration store. It gives everyone a fair crack. Again, you risk missing something you might really have your heart set on. That'll be disappointing for a lot of people who do get to miss out. So, for example, I really want to get to the episode 1 panel on the Monday, but if I don't get in with the lottery and I don't win, I don't get to go. So that would be a bit disappointing. But at the same time, they're trying to cut the queuing overnight queues. There will be no overnight queues this year. There will be no excess queuing for photo ops. You'll get your time block announcement, and then you show up on that block, in that block of time, to line up for your photograph or autograph or whatever. So it's tidying things up a lot. It's getting a lot of people just out of lines, and that means more people spending money on the floor. So I guess they've got all their bases covered here. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be more celebration news to come out in the coming couple of weeks. I fly out of Australia on the 8th of April, so I only get a couple more weeks of work, so I'm excited. I can't wait. I just really can't wait to get into Chicago and get to celebration. Bring it on! Movie and TV news. Now, not a great deal of news, except for the great big deal that Disney has now completed this acquisition of Fox and most Fox-related properties. I think Fox are keeping some of their sports stuff. Not 100% sure on all that. Unfortunately, it means a lot of jobs will be lost through the Fox merger and everything. But hopefully it also means a lot of jobs will be created, depending on how they set this thing up. What does it mean for Star Wars? It means that Lucasfilm now has 100% ownership of A New Hope, finally. It's been part of the deal through 20th Century Fox that they have had certain licenses and rights to the first film, and George getting everything that came afterwards. So I think that deal was to run out in 2020, or 2022 or something, so Disney get that back a couple of years early. Speculation has already begun about the original theatrical cuts coming out. I don't think that's going to happen in a hurry. I really don't. I think probably 4K. I know there's been rumours of the 4K upgrade to the original trilogy, or at least A New Hope. So I think Lucasfilm's sitting on that, which would be stunning. So we'll see what comes of this in the future, obviously. What else? We've got some rumours have snuck out reporting that the Benioff and Weiss trilogy. Now these are the guys that have written Game of Thrones, the series Game of Thrones, and they're doing the trilogy. Where that trilogy will take us, I quote, sometime before the Skywalkers. That is what is rumoured at the moment. So obviously the Old Republic comes to mind very, very quickly. Darth Bane comes to mind. He's probably a big player there. Darth Plagueis even perhaps. So Old Republic could lead up anything up until the Phantom Menace, really. So it's only a matter of time before we start finding out a little bit more about what's going on with those guys and their trilogy. Also, an Instagram post from John Favreau, the Fav Man, the Fav, posted a picture of what looked to be an ADR session with Taika Waititi doing some voice work for what looks like IG-88 on the screen there. I shared this picture on Instagram as well. Everyone reshared it. Taika Waititi, obviously, is the director of Thor Ragnarok. He's also directing an episode of The Mandalorian. So that's pretty exciting. I'd like to see how they do his voice translating into an IG-88. I think that would be really cool, really interesting stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing more about The Mandalorian. It's going to kick ass. That show is really going to be great. And we haven't really had a lot else of movie and TV news lately, so we're straight into the next section of books, comics, and games. It's reasonably quiet. We're a couple of weeks away from Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. That should be released at Celebration. I'm hoping to get a copy. Still haven't got a copy of Queen's Shadow yet, which I'm hoping will pop up soon. And March 26th, so early next week, sees the release of the Marvel Comics adaptation of Solo, a Star Wars story comic adaptation, which I think I just said twice. Toy news. This is always a fun bit. Just yesterday, to celebrate the 20th anniversary of The Phantom Menace, that makes me feel old, 20 years, that's terrible. Hot Toys revealed the upcoming release of Qui-Gon Jinn, and boy does he look spectacular. I shared the album on my Facebook page, so jump on Facebook and go and have a look at that. This figure looks incredible. Absolutely, the likeness is uncanny, stunning. This may be on my shopping list for the future. Yeah, we'll see what else is coming, because I dare say probably a young Obi-Wan Kenobi is not too far behind. People are getting their sail barges across the United States and Canada, and making me extremely jealous still. Definitely, I've watched a couple of reviews on YouTube. Go and check out The Collector's Hut and Victoria's Cantina. They've both put up incredible reviews of this thing, and cannot wait to get this thing. Good news for international people. Hasbro's partnership with eBay is allowing a lot of non-USA/Canada fans to get a hold of it. It'll be up for sale on the eBay link on the 28th or 29th. I need to recheck that. I think it's the 28th. So I've got my finger on the trigger. I'm ready to pull the trigger. I'm ready to get this thing. I'm going to be getting up at midnight when the clock ticks over to the date, and hopefully this thing goes live then. So I can bite the bullet and get this barge. I need this in my life. I really do. It's beautiful. I want to sleep in it. It's not quite that big, but it is gigantic. And yeah, Chris and Victoria, as I mentioned, they've done fantastic reviews, given a great oversight of this thing, and it's a beautiful, beautiful toy. I'm looking forward to getting that in my hot little hands and arms, and probably on a table somewhere. But lots of exclusives are due to come out. No doubt we'll be hearing more in the lead up to Celebration in the coming weeks. I think even a few little exclusives were announced today. I think Diamond Select Toys, who now owns Gentle Giant, have revealed a couple of statues and busts and stuff. There was a Hera bust and a Darth Maul Spider Mole statue, which looks fantastic. A few other exclusives around the place. You can have a look around online. I'm sure StarWars.com has put them up as a story already. In terms of my recent pickups, just trying to save my funds for Celebration. That's basically all I'm doing, is trying to save my money for that. There's so much I could have bought. Like I said, I did get a hold of the new line of Black Series figures, the new wave of Black Series figures, so I'll be getting them this week. Really looking forward to that. I did pick up the Lego Inferno Squad set the other week, which is cool. Mainly just for the minifigs. They look really cool. And it's cool to have the little Iden Versio little Lego minifigure. I want to try and customize the other two. Well, there's three more, but I want to change two of them so I can have the other two members of Inferno Squad from the game. Just need to find the suitable head and hair pieces for them figures. So I could have a little crew, little Inferno squad, and hopefully get some photos. That'll be cool. That's pretty much it. I'm hoping to release one more episode before I head off to the US for Celebration. Don't know if I'll be able to do much while I'm over there in terms of recording a podcast and releasing it this way. But stay tuned, because I'm planning on doing hopefully just some spare of the moment, some live streams, whether it's through YouTube or my Facebook page. We'll see. I'm hoping to do either of them. That should be fun too, so stay tuned. I'll try and put up little announcements or whatever when I plan on doing that. It might just pop up randomly just while I'm walking the show floor. But yeah, I don't really have the gear to do much of a podcast recording while I'm over there, unless I can record something through my phone. But we'll see. I'm hoping to share lots of photos, lots of videos and stuff while I'm over there. So that's about it for episode 17. Thank you very much for joining me. There's some exciting times ahead. I know this was a bit of a shorter one. We're only at 20 minutes. But as always, you can follow me on Instagram at The Force with Jesse, Facebook.com/The Force with Jesse, YouTube.com/The Force with Jesse, and you can email me at theforceswithjesse@gmail.com. Feedback's always welcome, guys. I really appreciate any feedback and reviews that I get for this thing. I'm still having fun putting this together. So, yeah, I've got some ideas and some plans for once I get back from the States. So I'm looking forward to talking about that and doing some reveals, and hopefully putting some of these plans into practice, and try and take this another step forward. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to potentially doing something else and doing some more stuff, having some more fun. Alright guys, thank you very much again. Until next time, stay wizard, and may the Force be with you always.